Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope that you're part of this journey with us and you're creating this beautiful chair cover. So we are going to do the front part now of the chair cover with the flowers. So when I say front, I don't mean this is facing the table. Front as for the flowers coming out on the back side, not unless you're doing both sides with flowers, which you can do. I'm not, because I wouldn't want the pearls to be sticking people's backs. But if you're not using pearls, it would be good also if you want to use both sides with the flowers, because it's a 3D, but you can see it's a thin 3D. It's not that big chunk of 3D out. Okay, so you're supposed to have your flowers set up already, your squares. If you follow through with the video one. So we're going to continue this. Please don't forget to give it those thumbs up. And also in your spare time, I guess, when you're not busy creating it, if you're going to do the table runner, I suggest you start creating 6 flowers. The same thing. I just, as I was uploading the video, of course, I couldn't record. So I got busy, wasted no time, and created 6 flowers. I still have to do the green around it, still have to do the green around. And this, I'm preparing it for the next tutorial, which will be the table runner for the set of the kitchen or the dining room, as you would want it. Okay, so we're going to continue on part 2. So you should know already the 6 ply and the 3.5 I'm using, but you should use a 5 or 5.5 if you're using a 6. Okay, I'm just stubborn. I like my stitch to be quite tidy up, so that's why I don't want my stitch to be too wide enough for this type of motif. Okay, so let's continue on. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so this is going to be very simple. We are going to do double crochets all the way around until the beginning where we start, obviously. So I'm going to start right here, right on the corner. Gotta get this straightened out a bit. 1, 2. With my single makes my 3, or if your stitch is too tight, then you can do your 3 chain. Okay. Let me just refer here to see what I've done. Okay, so we're going to do 4 double crochets here on the corner. Okay, and then we're going to do 1 per space. So very simple, just double crochet all the way around. Inside of the spaces here, we're going to do 2 double crochets. Now, before I forget, you're supposed to measure, because of course all of you have a different stitch, a different yarn, or different thread. You're supposed to measure your square here, okay? So mine gives me 12. And if you measure the back seat pattern, it should give you about, depending of course upon the thickness of your yarn. In mine, it's 10 rows. So this is equal to 10 rows. I have 39 rows that we did for the back part. So I need to have 39 rows for the front. Now this is equivalent already of 10. That means I have 29 rows left to create. Okay, just to make sure that you understand how the length has to be the same because of this flower here. So measure your flower and also measure your stitch if it's 1 inch, 2 inch, so you can calculate more or less how many rows it is you need. What does this represent? Okay, so inside of the square. Like I said, we're going to do 2 double crochets. And 1 per space. Okay, and continue on. Now, you're going to come where we joined the squares. We're going to do 1 in here. We're going to do 1 right in between. And we're going to do 1 right in the center here of the other square. And then we proceed 1 per space. And of course, you know, on your corners, 4 double crochets inside, exactly like we did here. So I'll meet you here at the end. Okay, everyone, so I've arrived to my first double crochet. I just want to remind you, in case you forget, or for people who are just arriving, part 1 is already up. This is part 2. And up top, there's 3 little buttons right on the right-hand corner. You can click there and slow down the video to your liking, to the speed you would like. If I'm too fast for you, you could also turn on the CC caption, closed caption, right next to the 3 little dots. If you don't have right next to the 3 little dots, open it up, and inside of that page you're going to open, it's going to say CC. You can click it there on, so you'll read as I'm calling out the stitch. It will appear down here what I am saying, so you can pause and take notes and take it from there. Okay, so I've closed in with a slip stitch. I'm gonna do the walk. Most of you know already, I call it the walk, with the slip stitch all the way to the first double crochet here where I have the group right on top. So doing the walk, and I'm coming right into the first one here. Okay, and I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3, and next space. So I'm going to do 2 more rows of just double crochet. So I'm supposed to have 60 double crochets. Okay, so you just continue on, double crochet over double crochet until you have 60 double crochets, which you're supposed to end up on the one here, right on top of the group. That will be your 60. Does not count the ones that are in the center, okay? So from here on until 60. So you count yours, and you should end up right here at the edge, exactly how we started, here on top of the double crochet. Okay? Okay, everyone, so I have my 60 double crochet, and like I said, it would finish right on top where the group meets here. Now, we're going to do 2 more rows like this, back and forth, the 60 double crochets. Okay? So turn your pattern, do chain 2 or chain 3 for some of you, depending if your stitch is too tight. And do 2 more rows. So we're going to have a total of 4 rows of the double crochet. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so we finished doing the 4 rows. That's included with the one we did here, of course. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, we're going to start to create the triangle. exactly like we did on the back part. The only difference is the front part, with this one, it's only one triangle and not two. Okay, so we're going to do 29, the same thing as we did with the other one, 29 double crochets. So I did chain 2, for some of you chain 3, depending upon your tension. So we're going to do 29 double crochets, and then we're going to do one chain or two chains for some of you, and skip 2 space to create our first square in the center. Okay, so do your 29. I'll meet you on the 29. So I did my 29 double crochets. I'm going to do one chain separation. For some of you can do 2 if your chain is too tight. I'm going to skip 2 space, and I'm coming in to the 3rd space. Okay, so skip 2 into the 3rd space, and we're going to continue to do the 29 double crochets on this side also. So we're starting to build our triangle. Okay, continue with your 29 on this side. Okay, everyone, so I've done my 29 chains on this side too. I've turned around, I did my 2 chains, and now I'm going to do my 27 double crochets. Okay, so we're going to do this the same way like we did the triangle on the other pattern. So now we're decreasing on the double crochets here, and we're increasing on the squares. So I'm going to do 27. We leave the last 2 out. We put 3 in the center of the square. We leave the first 2 out and come in to the 3rd one and continue our 27 double crochet. Okay, so I'll meet you here just to refresh in your mind, and then we're just going to continue on our own to finish creating the triangle. Okay? Okay, everyone, so I did my 27. I've done my 1 chain. I've skipped my 2 space. We don't do the last 2. My 3 double crochet, 1 chain for me, and skip again the 2 space, going to the 3rd, and continue your 27. Now you'd come around the next row, you do your 25, 1 chain, and then you put your 3 double crochet, 1 chain, then you put your other. So we're increasing exactly as we did the back part. As you pretty much remember. So now we just finished doing this one. We're doing this one, and then we have 1, then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5 until 9, and then 9 we continue on to finish up the decrease, the triangle. Okay, so until we have 9 squares, that means you're going to have 13 double crochet. Okay, so I'll meet you at the 9th one, and then I'll come back just to refreshen you up again, and then we'll continue on to decrease. We'll be increasing on the double crochet and decreasing on the squares, so we can have the triangle formed, right? Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of my 9th square. Okay, everyone, so we finished doing the, let me just get a little bit of lighting here. Finished doing the 9th square. Now, because we are doing 1 triangle, we need to increase 2 more rows. So we're going to go until 11 squares. But I wanted to come here on the 9th because you could think, Maggie, but we did 9 on the other one. Yes, but the other one is 2 triangles. This one is only 1. So we need to increase in order to get all the same amount of stitch with the back part. Okay, so we're gonna continue and do the 1 chain and then come inside of the square. So now this row here is going to be 10 squares. We're going to do 11 squares, and then we're going to decrease. I think I made a mistake at the beginning saying that after the 9 we're going to start decreasing. I must have been thinking about the other back part pattern. Okay, so in order to get the right amount of stitch, we need to go to 11 squares, which I'll show you here on the one that's done. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, so we need to do 11, and then we decrease. Okay. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of the 11th square. Okay. Okay, everyone, so I did my 11 squares. I'm going now to increase on my double crochet, and I'm going to decrease on my squares. And the neighbor's dog is going crazy. Good Lord. Okay, so now we're decreasing, and we're going to do this all the way until we have one square left. So remembering that when you're decreasing, you're putting 2 only double crochet on the first and on the last. Okay, so we just pretty much continue to do our 3 double crochets. Okay, so I'll meet you at the only one square left at the end. So when you get to the last one here, you know you only do 2 double crochets inside, and then we're going to decrease. So we're going to continue to decrease now on it. I'll meet you when we have one left. Okay, everyone. So pretty much finished doing the triangle till the one left. Now we're going to do 2 inside of the square and continue to do our double crochet. Now we're gonna add 2 more rows of double crochet. So we're gonna have 3 rows like this of double crochet. Okay, and that should total your 39 rows if I'm not mistaken. Because you have to remember, so mine just counting, measuring the square gives me 12, which gives me an equal of 12 centimeters, gives me an equal of 10 rows, plus the top row, which is 11. Okay, so you have to remember that. And then 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. With 2 more rows makes 39 rows. Okay, so I'll come back to you at the end of my 39 rows. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much did my 3 rows. Okay, I've reached the end, and I'm going to do 1 chain. I'm coming back into the same space and doing a single. Just get this tightened up here a bit. Next space, single. So we're going to do a single all the way to the end. Just like that. And I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished doing the single. I've turned my work around. I'm going to give it a little bit of a stretch, and I'm going to count 1, 2. On the third one, we're going to do the triple crochet 3 times. Take out 2, take out 2, and again. My hands are getting slippery. I think they're just getting tired. Okay, so chain 3. I'm doing the picot. Single. 1, 2, 3. We're coming back into the same one. 1, 2, and 3 chain, and back into the same one again. We're going to do the triple again on the same space 3 times. And then 1, 2 on the third space, single, and continue again 1, 2, and 3 with the triple. So we're going to keep doing this until the end. One, 2, and 3, single. And we're going to do it until we get to the end here. Okay. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished doing my edge as was shown. I've grabbed my back piece already. Make sure that you have it on the wrong side. Okay, so we're going to have wrong side front, wrong side back together because we're going to close in the rest. Okay, so we've stopped here with a single. Very simple. You're going to just continue to do the same thing as we did here by skipping. Okay, now we're going to grab the corner here, right on the corner, and we're just going to add them both together with a single here. Now make sure you have them well lined up because we don't want to have an issue here with the and I put my thread on the inside. Not a good thing. I sound funny because I have a terrible cold, and I was so afraid when I started getting sick as of a week already. I thought I had COVID or something, and not like I'm going anywhere and socializing or being gatherings with people, but you know, this horrible thing is up in the air, so very easy to catch, but I went to get tested and I was negative, so thank God for that. So it's just a terrible flu I have. Okay, so now we are going to come in. Okay, make sure you have your rows lined up. You're gonna have to grab both of them from front to back into the first double crochet here of the row. Okay, and we're gonna do the same thing. Stretch a bit, and then we're gonna come in to the next row. As you see, row 1, row 2. So we're going into row 2, and we're doing the double crochet this time. We are not going to do the triple. The triple is only at the edge to give it a little bit more strength, length on the edge. So we're doing the double crochet, and we're only going to do 1 picot and not 3. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3, chain, come in, do your picot. And we're going to do this all the way around the same way. So the only time you did the triple was just at the edge and the bottom of both patterns. Okay, so we finished doing our first group here. We're going to skip the first row here. We're coming into the next one with a single, just like that. And again, just give it a little stretch. Skip the first one here, coming into the second one again, and creating our group again of the double crochets. Okay, so nothing to it. Very simple, right? My hands are stretched out, so it's kind of hard to pull this thick thread through it with my hands stretched out. Not easy to record, people. It looks easy, but it's not. Okay, so we do the 3 double crochets, 3 chain. We're going to do our picot with, close in with a single, and then again another 3 double crochet. Make sure that your patterns are well lined up, row with row. You can see pretty much the rows that are together. So we skip 1 row and we're going into the next with a single. We're going to continue to do that all the way through. Now, we'll come back to you when we get to this part here so you don't get confused. We'll be skipping by 3 double crochet, and then we'll do the motif there. And then we're going to skip and then do the single. And then we're going to skip 3 and do the group again. But I'll meet you there at the edge. Okay, so continue to do yours. Remember to skip 1 row, do your single, and then skip 1 row and then do your group. Okay, so I pretty much reached where I have my square. Okay, so make sure you have it well lined up. You know, because we gotta meet exactly with the corner. And it's no different to the other side too. Okay, so pretty much finished doing the group. I'm gonna come in right on the edge where we have that first double crochet of the square, right on the edge here, and I'm gonna close it in with a single. Okay, stretch a bit. I'm gonna skip 1, 2. On the third one, make sure you grab your back row also, and make sure you're well lined up. And just go right between the stitch, okay? Don't go just on the edge because you really want to close the 2 patterns up. Do your little groups there, your picot. Come back in, do again the other group. Now you're going to skip 1, 2 on the third one, single, and again 1, 2 on the third one. Make sure you're grabbing right in between the double crochets and create your group again. Okay, and then again 1, 2 on the third space, and again 1, 2 on the third space, and just continue on creating a group. So very simple. We're going to do on the top the same way and on the other side the same way. Okay, I'll meet you right at the top. Okay, so I'm right on the corner. I want to make sure that you get your corners well together. So I know that inside of the corner here we have 4, right? So we're going to skip 1, 2, only 2 in the middle, which is going to meet right at the corner here. I'm going to do a single, and then I'm going to skip 1, 2 on the third space again, and I'm going to come back and do my group. Okay, so very simple. You're going to do the same thing to the other side. Now coming to the top, there's no difference. You're just going to skip the 3 double crochets. So make sure you have it well lined up. Even if you have to put like, because don't forget this back part, because it's a chain, it's a little bit more tighter, right? But it still doesn't change the fact that we still have the same amount of the double crochets. Okay, so you got to make sure that you're lined up properly with the same amount of double crochets, because we wouldn't want it to be having more pulling on one side than the other. Okay, so then you would just continue on and skip 3. So 1, 2, and on the third one, okay, I want to make sure that okay here. So they all line up. So I'm going to skip 1, 2, and my third one. I don't want it to make that mistake. So at least the first few ones, we want to make sure that we got them properly. 1, 2, and then on the third one, it should just fall into place, because it's a little bit tight with the chain stitch when we started the back part, remember? So that's about it. That's all you have to do. Nothing else to it. Just make sure you're lined up perfectly, and you should be good to go. I will have the pictures on display at the end. For now, there's only 2 seat covers. Eventually, with timing, I will finish up the rest of my chairs, and once I do, I will change the cover picture of the video, and then just have a picture of the complete set of the chairs and the table runner on the table. So for now, we'll be left that way. There's other videos that I need to put out there for you guys, so can't do everything all at once. But this is what it is. And thank you so much for being part of this journey, everybody. Oh, and before I forget, like I said, you can do your ribbon and just go through in and out. You can grab like a bobby pin and just go through your in and out of the double crochets here, let's say. Okay, so nothing to skip 2, or to use whatever space you want. If you want to pop it up more, you can skip 3 double crochets, okay? And then you can just, fix it, line it up. It goes much in better than a hook, of course. If you use whatever you normally use at the tip. I use a bobby pin, so I'll put like a bobby pin in the edge here. Okay, and then I just go right through it and then make a little bow tie at the edge here. So very simple. And if you don't want to do that, you can just grab, your thread and do just the chain stitch, and have a nice chain stitch going through there. So nothing to it. Just keep going with the flow, keep putting it in, and then, because we don't know the measurements, right, of how many chain stitch, so you just do quite a bit, because we know it's going to take quite a bit of chain stitch anyway, right? So, and this is just in case you don't have ribbon, you don't want to go out to the store and buy ribbon. Well, then this is very simple to create, right? So you just go through 1 or 2 or 3, depending on the size of largeness you want, and just go all the way around and come to the end, make your bow tie. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody. Stay tuned for the table runner. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care, be safe, and take care of each other, okay? God bless. Bye-bye.